What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another college basketball video. It is Thursday, December 4th. We got some more college basketball action to dive into here tonight. We're going to be breaking down my favorite play off of this Thursday night slate. And typically right here, before we would get into that game, we would jump over there to the Guy Boston Sports website because after each of these videos, that is where I put out any of the final plays, any of the bets that I put in myself. That's where I lay those out for free. And make sure you check that out, guys, if you are interested in that. That link will be right down there in that pinned comment. It'll send you over that way. We can't jump over there and recap our plays from the night before, though, like we typically would, because I am recording this video early. So that game from the night before, the play that we put in, has not tipped off just yet. So we'll recap that play along with this one here in this video in tomorrow night's video. So nothing else to do but to dive right into the mix, guys. Smash that like button down there for me if you can, guys, and hit subscribe if you have not already. Man, let's go ahead and get right on into it. Guys, it's a really small slate today, just 10 games overall on the college basketball slate. No ranked games, right? No like major matchups tonight. But I have found one game that I think there was a ton of value in, man. I'm looking at Utah State taking on South Florida. This one's tipping off at 7 p.m. Utah State's coming in right now 7-0. They are first in the Mountain West Conference. South Florida 4-4, sitting at 8th in the AAC. They will play host here. And it is a whiteout game for South Florida, so you got to expect the crowd to bring some energy in this one here. But man, I think that this line is really, really short. We got Utah State coming in favored by only 2.5 in this one. And I think that they are the much better team here. Only two prior head-to-head matchups between these two. Once in 2019, that was a Utah State 2-point overtime win. But they did play just last year, and that was an 88-67 Utah State win. They covered in that one. They were laying 16.5 points as well. So 2-0 straight up and against the spread. Historically against South Florida. That's going to be the third head-to-head matchup. And Utah State, like I said, coming in on the season undefeated, 7-0, and then against the spread, they're sitting at 3-2-1, while South Florida 4-4 so far, 3-5 against the spread. They failed to cover in 4 straight games now coming into this one. And you look at these two teams in the Ken Palm rankings, there's a big disparity here in talent. South Florida is sitting at 84th for offensive rating, 108th for defensive rating. They're sitting at 92 overall in the Ken Palms. You look at Utah State, 35th for offensive rating, 55th for defensive rating. Let's jump over to Outlier and dive into this one a little bit more. Let's look at this head-to-head matchup from a statistical standpoint. We'll look at South Florida's offense first, taking on that Utah State defense. Now, they score a lot of points, right? 91 points per game. That's 20th in the nation, but they are not efficient by any means in doing so. 250th in terms of field goal percentage, shooting just under 44% from the field. 31% from three-point range. That is 276 in the nation now. Utah State, not the greatest defending from the three-point line, just 203 in the nation, giving up 33% shooting from deep, right? But not much to worry about, from the South Florida side of things. And they're pretty sound elsewhere, right? 39% overall from the field that they're allowing. Really good there. 47th in the nation, and 72nd in terms of points allowed, giving up just 67 points per game. Now, this is where things get real interesting and why I don't understand how this line is as short as it is, man, because this Utah State offense is pretty elite going up against a South Florida defense that is really struggling, right? You see this effective field goal percentage right here, 61% for Utah State. That's 11th in the nation, 275th for the South Florida defense, 52.6%. You look at the points per game for Utah State, just under 89 points per game, 34th in the nation, 329th for the South Florida defense, giving up 82.5 points per game. They're doing so on 45% shooting, 50% shooting from two-point range, 37% shooting from three-point range that they're allowing. This Utah State offense, man, 8th for field goal percentage, 53%. They're 19th from a two-point range. They're 21st from three-point range. They're really, really shooting well from beyond the arc, just under 40% over the course of the season so far. And the South Florida team really relies, offensively on creating a lot of turnovers. That's their bread and butter. Create a lot of turnovers and try to score in transition. That is the bread and butter for the South Florida team. However, facing this Utah State team, man, they're very clean with the ball. 34th in terms of assist to turnover ratio. So my only concern here is Utah State. They have struggled covering the spread, right, in their road games. 1-4 against the spread over their last 5 games on the road. That's only an 80% hit rate. They haven't covered even this 2.5-point line in their last 3 straight games on the road. Now, these were all last season. We do got to keep that in mind. They have not played a road game yet this year. And over the course of this season, they have covered that 2.5-point line in every single game. So that talent disparity here, man, plays a key factor here. I think we're safe taking Utah State on the spread here at 2.5. You get that at -110 over there at FanDuel. If that feels a little too risky for you, you can get them on the money line. Well, man, that was available at -140 just a minute ago. So as you can see, that is jumping up. You can see that increase right there, right? -140 is what it was at literally just a few minutes ago. We're up to -152 now. So definitely getting juice there on the money line. It might be unplayable here soon. So if you like them on the money line, hop on that quick. But like I said, I think we're safe to take them on the spread there. You could look at an alternate spread as well once those become available. So guys, that is going to wrap it up for today. Hope you enjoyed the show today. Hope you found the content helpful and useful. And if you did, please don't forget to smash that like button on your way out. Hit subscribe if you have not already. And that will wrap us up, man. Hope you guys have yourselves a great Thursday night. Hope you all cash out. And I'll see you back tomorrow for the next one.